Now, thank you for joining us on News 9, Brijesh. Always a pleasure speaking with you. And Nifty, I mean, that has been broadly trading in this 200-point range since we hit a record high on Friday. Now, the index is respecting 22,000 on the downside, but the overall texture, if you look at it, is rather looking inconclusive. What's your sense of things at this point in time, sir?
Good morning, Suyash. So, if you ask me the view is positive because we are trending up, and we, irrespective of market being sideways, we are making a new high. So, as you said, we almost made a high of 22,300 mark. It's 22,297 precise. So, the part is day before yesterday when the market corrected, it has taken support. So, and somewhere it looks like the levels of 22,000 will be held. So the range for the Nifty is 22,000 to 22,500. There is a probability that we will see some good upside. Uh, Technically, when one speaks, though, we will always be looking at the 50-day moving average, which is 21,700. So directionally, as long as 21,700 levels are not broken, the trend will be positive. There can be always be a loss of momentum, but then the trend will always remain positive as long as we are above this 21,700 mark. Right now, at this scenario, I even believe that 22,000 will be protected, and there is a fair chances maybe today, tomorrow being a monthly expiry, we may again approach the 22,300 mark on the higher side. So
Right.
bias will be positive. We may see some good short covering in the market. Not exactly the short covering, maybe the fresh buying can be seen in the market. Bias will be positive. The trigger will come on the bank nifty. 47,000 level is a trigger for the bank nifty.
Right.
Once the bank nifty starts to trade over 47,000, I think entire the nifty, bank nifty both will start moving out. So that will also pull the nifty on the higher side. So just waiting for that confirmation, 47,000. So once we see a bank nifty closes over 47,000, I think we'll be having a strong upside momentum.
All right, and talking about Bank Nifty, because in the last week or so, we have seen a 1,000-point correction. But to be fair, Bank Nifty has done fairly well in the February series. It has been a relative outperformer compared to Nifty, but mixed trends here. The PSU banks, they do well one day. The private banks, they do well the other day. What's your sense of things, with the private and the PSU banks?
Suresh, as you said, it's rightly a mix. So one day it looks positive, one day it looks negative. So it's very difficult to judge. But then from the technical perspective, there's two counters which are seeing a reversal. One is the IndusInd Bank. So at current level 1488. So there is a reversal basically from that technical. We can always bet for that 1550, 1560 kind of a move. It's again a trading opportunity which I'm looking at. So irrespective of like Bank Nifty remain trading in range, IndusInd Bank is one stock where I think there could be some opportunity. Secondly, the HDFC Bank. So HDFC Bank, it looks like that's 1400. The base of 1400 will be held. It doesn't look that will be broken that easily, and some bounce close to 1500. So these are the two stocks specific in the private banks I will be keeping a watch on. SBI, Canara Bank, and Bank of Baroda are our favorites. So whenever there is a correction or maybe some 3-4% odd corrections, we always keep have this buy on dips kind of strategy for this particular stock. So it's a overall individual stocks we are looking at. And as I said, I need a confirmation for the bank nifty above 47,000 level. So once I see that, then some aggressive trades can be taken.
Good morning, Brijesh. I'd like to drive your attention towards Vodafone. Now, they are going in for a mega fundraising exercise of as much as 45,000 crores of rupees. 20,000 crores of that will be through equity, rest will be through debt. And there's going to be an expected shareholder meeting on the 2nd of April. Now, when I look at the Vodafone stock as such, it's it earned almost 130% in the last 1 year, 72% in the last 6 months. But today it is down a few percentage points. Even the last 5 days, it has just been muted. What do you make of Vodafone, and do you think this will be the required impetus that the company needs to stall the falling consumer base, subscriber base?
So if I look at Vodafone from the longer time frame, One thing is for sure that the stock is forming a base formation. This level of 10 rupees and 15 rupees, there is a good amount of accumulation which has been done. So definitely the bottom formation has been made in this counter. So whatever the bad has to be seen. It looks likely from the, it's very too early to comment, but then it looks like that the bad patch is over for the Vodafone. Slowly and steadily, the correction started from the level of 80 and 60 in the immediate term. So this was somewhere close to 2017, 2018. So I can't tell you the time frame, but then I won't be surprised if in the near term, maybe after 3, 4 years or 5 years, if the Vodafone goes back to 60 levels. So it looks quite promising. The risk reward ratio is quite favorable at this point. After a very long consideration of 3 years, the stock has started to move. And again, the Kumar Mangalam Birla coming into the board, this all fuels up to the positive structure. Base formation is done is what I can see in the charts. So one has to hold quite a long time, but it looks it may go back to 55, 60 levels on the higher side, which is quite a big bounce from the current level.
All right, and quite surprising the kind of moves we are seeing in Vodafone Idea. I mean, the stock is down 4%. One would think that, this fundraising plan, this approval from the board will, provide a new lease on life for the company. But, it looks like it's in a free fall. But another stock which is in contrast, not in a free fall, rather, moving up pretty much on a daily basis is Tata Motors now, Brijesh. At a record high, strong bullish candle yesterday, the stock almost surged about 3%, up about 1% this morning. Phenomenal returns on a one-year basis. What's the ceiling for Tata Motors here, Brijesh?
Suresh, if we look the long-term charts of the Tata Motors, then I would like to take the level of 600. So 600 was the level from where it started to rally. So that was the resistance earlier. So the day like the when it went like it closed above 600 mark, that was the trigger from where it has started to rally. And from 600, it's 970 right now. And every time at the end of the month, whenever the auto numbers are supposed to come, the Tata Motor is one which will always give us some good amount of momentum. Even the momentum started from the last 2 days before, again, the Tata Motors has started to rally. Directionally, 1150, 1200 is what we are betting on. There is no decline as of now, right now 970. If we see some 20, 30 points of corrections, I would be the one to again re-enter the long positions as directional. I'll still below 1150, 1200 will be the target on the higher side. Risk reward ratio, technically, it won't be justified because it has gone one way. If I talk about the parameters and everything, everything is in the overbought. But it is said that whenever the things are in overbought, it continues to remain in overbought. It doesn't come that easily on the downside. So Tata Motor is one stock which I'm pretty confident it will take a good amount of time, but then 1150 to 100 is what my directional view is. And from the current level, whenever once this it cool downs and it come back to 30, 40 points on the lower side, I would definitely like to take the long position in the Tata Motors.
Positions on Tata Motors as you is your advice for the investors. But what are your picks for the investors today?
Yeah, so my one of my pick was Tata Motors because yesterday closing I was looking for the momentum. Yesterday's close 633. I was willing to take a buy call. So by any chance, if come back to it's already moved up. If Tata Motors comes to sorry nine, I think the levels are little. One second, I'll just tell you.
Your Tata
Uh,
Motors,
If
okay.
Tata Motor come back to 950, I think I'll take a buy call for the target of 1000 on the higher side. And another call is Jamna Auto at 124. The stop loss will be 170 for the target of 142. And one more, the trading opportunity is in the KEC International. This is a little bit of a positional trade at 697. The stop loss would be 672 for the target of 765.